October has been pretty warm here in Sweden, but this week it was finally time for me to go down to my storage room, grab my box of autumn-winter clothes, and unpack it all in my closet here. So I try to separate my autumn-winter clothes from my spring-summer clothes just because I feel like it makes it a whole lot easier on deciding what to wear and finding new outfit combinations for this season. But unpacking my box of autumn-winter clothes really made me think about how my style changes with the weather and really what is even like Scandinavian style, because we see this a lot on social media and in like pop culture, but for me it's not really like the cool stuff you would see at Copenhagen Fashion Week or these like picture perfect looks off of Instagram. It's the reality of my outfits and my day-to-day style is much more practical and consists of like fleece sweaters and wool trousers. That is why in today's video I'm going to be talking based on my personal experience what us Scandinavian girls are actually wearing during the winter time. But before we dive in, if you're new here, my name is Louise and I talk about how to engage with fashion in more conscious and sustainable ways. Being a jacket lover, I am no stranger to bringing outerwear indoors. And what I mean by this is that I have a lot of like spring autumn jackets that I tend to wear all year round just underneath my thicker like wool coats, and this also goes with vests. So for example, the other day I wanted to wear a sweater, jeans, and this like brown puffer vest that I have, but I was going into the office for a meeting and I realized that I'm gonna remove my vest as soon as I get there and my outfit won't really look as complete as it does when I'm outside. So how can I recreate that outfit based on how I want it to look? So instead of reimagining my complete outfit, I instead borrowed my boyfriend's like quite thin Especie vest, which is in a navy color, and it was peeking out a little bit as well underneath the thicker puffer vest, and I thought that this looked really cool because it added another dimension to the outfit, and it also made me feel more comfortable when I got to the office and I took the most outer layer off. But this doesn't just work with puffer vests, like you can try this with any type of vest. I've seen a lot of cargo vests. I've also seen these like teddy or pile fleece vests, and one of my favorites is this Patagonia fleece, and I know that one of my favorite brands, A Day's March, also do a lot of this material style, so you should check them out if you haven't heard of them before. But also, let's not forget why we layer. I mean, in Scandinavia, layering is not just about looking cool or having a complete outfit. It's actually about staying warm and making sure that we don't freeze our butts off. One core memory from my childhood was wearing tights underneath my jeans because it was too cold to just wear one layer trousers. And I like the way that this can still be done in like a more mature way as we get older. For instance, wearing like a pair of colored or patterned tights underneath your trousers, or even I've seen some girls wear stockings that peek up from above the waistline. I think that that can look really cool in a more maybe like going out setting. Even if I realize that I might not spend enough time outdoors to fully incorporate this trend, I like the idea of layering on your bottom half as well, because I feel like we tend to forget that. One recent trend, which in fact does just this, is of course layering a skirt or a dress over your jeans or trousers. And I will say I haven't seen that many people wear this trend in real life, but it does serve a pretty cool purpose. For instance, if you have like a dress that's too short for you to wear at the office, you can get a lot more use out of that dress if you just put on a pair of trousers underneath. So basics are king here in Sweden, and if you look quickly at a crowd on like your morning commute or in a public space where there's lots of people, you won't really be like blinded by colors. Like I would say that gray, black, brown, and navy are probably the most common colors in most of our closets. With that said, even with the most basic outfits that lack color, you will see a lot of interesting textures and materials. The other day I saw this girl on the bus and she was wearing this corduroy cap, and corduroy specifically I think is such a good autumn winter material to incorporate into your closet because it's quite a timeless look. In fact, you see it a lot in menswear, particularly on trousers and jackets, and I have been begging my boyfriend to buy a pair of corduroy trousers. He thinks that they are like an old man style. I don't agree with that. Let me know if you do. But I have been looking at incorporating more corduroy into my own closet as well, just because it is quite a thick and warm material for this time of year. I have one dungaree dress in corduroy, which I really love, so let me know what you think about corduroy. Of course, I would not be able to do a video about autumn winter style in Sweden without mentioning wool and cashmere. I have a rule of thumb that if I buy new knitwear, it needs to be 100% natural materials, because I feel like as I've grown up, I've realized that polyester sweaters do not help me keep warm, and I can wear them only a few times before they're like completely ruined by the washing machine. So if you have the option and the ability to buy good quality knitwear, I definitely recommend doing that. I have actually bought a few sweaters from COS. I know that that's a fast fashion brand, but they do have quite a few cashmere sweaters in their collection that I have worn for years, so I can recommend those. But it doesn't just stop at sweaters. I also have wool trousers as a staple piece in my closet during this time of year, because let's face it, I would not be able to wear tailored trousers if they weren't made of wool. Otherwise, it would just simply be like jeans. So I talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but also teddy or pile fleece vests and jacket. So another aspect of getting dressed during the winter time in Sweden and Scandinavia is of course comfort. I feel like the Scandinavian people, not to like generalize, but I feel like we are all quite active, and especially in the town where I live, you can see a lot of people like running around, taking their bikes, going on hikes with their dogs. Like we all live very active lives, and so girls my age especially are often running around in leggings or like workout wear inspired outfits. So flared leggings, tracksuit, and trousers with elastic waistbands are a staple piece in our closets, and it's key when it comes to staying comfortable all day. And it doesn't mean that you need to look like sloppy. I feel like leggings and tracksuit trousers are quite like socially acceptable to wear anywhere these days, and you can style it in so many fun and creative ways. The next one is borrowing your boyfriend or your family member's clothes. I feel like that's also such an obvious but key part of dressing comfortably. I can't recall the number of times that I have borrowed my boyfriend's clothes when I have had no idea on what to wear. Also, we have quite a synced style when it comes to materials and colors, so most of his items go quite well with items from my closet, which is quite fun. My final aspect of getting dressed these days is actually wearing my glasses more than my contact lenses. It feels quite silly to be calling this a trend, and it's not even a trend, it's just a practical choice that I do in the day-to-day. Putting your contacts in when it's 6 a.m. and wearing it all day isn't the best feeling, and your eyes get really dry. So I have been wearing my glasses a lot more recently, and I feel like they can also be the perfect accessory to an outfit. I also realized that most of these styles and outfit combos are of course not limited to just Scandinavia or Sweden. It's just This video is just based on my personal experience as a 27-year-old girl living in Sweden. So you can have this with a grain of salt, of course. It's also what I see other people in my city wear on a day-to-day, and all of the images that I've sourced are from Pinterest and influencers from Instagram who are from Scandinavia. So as always, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope also that the format is okay. My camera died and I have been looking at getting a new camera, but until then I hope that it's okay for you to watch my videos like this. If you did enjoy this video, please feel free to leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, maybe share this video with a friend. You can also follow me on TikTok or Instagram at Louise Wears. As always, I wish you the best week ahead, and I will see you again next Sunday. Bye!